Todd Cantwell can't keep himself off of social media and Instagram as he has uploaded a new post. And here on Fog Football, we are here to discuss this post. So let's just dive straight into it. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's dive into it. Obviously, it's a picture of him with his hand up, kind of like waving hello Rangers support, or is it waving goodbye to Title 56? Yes, I'm still not over that game. I'll never be over that game. I need the international break to be over, and the games haven't even begun yet. But anyway, Todd Cantwell said, "We need actions, not words. However, silence can seem cowardly in these times." So I'll read that bit. I've read that bit. We'll talk about that bit for a wee bit. Right, so, of course, a lot of Rangers fans, we're all for Cantwell winding Celtic fans up when they're drawing and things like that, right? But it's when the going gets tough and you get beat, it's like, shut up, Cantwell, you don't turn up against Celtic, yada, yada, yada. And I understand this point. Silence can seem cowardly in these times, but it's almost like he feels like he needs to. It feels like he's willing to die on that hill. It's like, oh shit, I've opened the can of worms here and I have to finish it, sort of thing, for Todd Cantwell in here. I'm not saying Todd Cantwell cannot post on Instagram, right? But there's some things that some players shouldn't be doing. Like Kemar Roof yesterday uploading a picture of the old firm and him scoring an offside goal. That's just you don't do those sort of things. I'm sorry, right? You don't. And I can understand why he thinks silence can seem cowardly in these times. I want to see that these players are hurting. I want to see that these players are angry and sad about the last two games. I want to see that. So from that perspective, I like to see a fucking reaction, because I actually buy everything Cantwell says, right? And you've seen his after the PSV game, he's like, "Oh, I love playing at Ibrox. It's special playing here in the Champions League." All that, right? He gets it. There's players that don't get it. Like, I don't want to just bury Beale and Tav, right? But see, listen to their press conferences, man. Do they even like being here? I know I know it's not a normal job, right? I know they're employed by Rangers to do a job, but it's not a normal job. It's way more than a normal job. It's fucking incredible compared to a normal piss job, right? I work in 9 to 5. They're living the fucking dream playing for Rangers Football Club. I'd like to see a bit of fucking passion. And you know what? I'm not a fan of Cantwell with most of these Instagram posts, especially like before big games, then he doesn't really step up. But at least he shows something, right? And for me, he wasn't particularly good against Celtic, but what I will say, even in games where he's bad, he always picks the ball up and he tries to make something happen. And I know that's not good enough sometimes, right? But at least he doesn't shy away and he fucking picks up the ball and at least tries stuff. That's what I would say about Cantwell. As for the rest of his statement, he says, "We need unity and togetherness to turn this season successful. It's not the start we want, however. Everything is still in our hands. You fans are incredible and you deserve to see better. Over to us." So he's saying, we can turn it around. It's in Rangers' own hands. It's over to us. Now, it's just the problem though. Like, say Celtic, right, gets scudded against Feyenoord, right, when we return. Is he going to be posting, cryptic things, like laughing emojis, looking at a TV or something? I don't know where this really goes, right? And, he won't be. He's not the only player to do things like this, man. It happens a lot. I mean, look at Chris Sutton. I know Chris Sutton's an ex-player, but fuck, him and Cantwell are made for each other. Two guys that have played for Norwich, and they love it. They love the whole fucking thing about it, man. But for me, Cantwell, keep your mouth shut till we've won stuff. And that's not saying if we win this League Cup, start bragging and pretending like, we've won the quadruple or something. No, let's not be doing that either. But for me, Todd Cantwell, sort it out, big man, and I can see both sides of the coin.